The early morning mist clings to the dense forest, weaving between the trunks of towering pines and thick underbrush. A foreman Navy SAL team moves silently through the shadows, their boots crunching softly over fallen leaves and twigs. Every sound is magnified, the distant call of a bird, the rustle of leaves, even the snap of a branch underfoot. They rely on hand signals and barely audible whispers, knowing that one wrong move could alert the enemy and cost lives. From a high ridge, Chris, the team leader, scans the valley below through binoculars. Enemy movements are visible, guards patrolling, supply lines running through narrow clearings, and the subtle shift of civilians moving unaware among the combatants. The team sets up an observation point, meticulously noting the timing and rotation of enemy patrols. Every detail matters, a single miscalculation could turn a precise mission into a nightmare. A stay prepared to advance closer, a rustle in the underbrush catches their attention. A group of civilians, lost and curious, wanders near their position. Chris hesitates, torn between maintaining the mission and avoiding harm to innocents. The moment of indecision casts them, from the shadows, enemy combatants spot the team. The forest erupts into chaos as bullets tear through the trees. The seals react instantly, diving behind rocks and fallen logs for cover. Their training kicks in, suppression fire, hand signals, and coordinated movement, but the enemy's numbers and knowledge of the terrain give them an advantage. Trees splinter, rocks shatter, and leaves fly like rain as the firefight intensifies. One teammate is struck, and Chris is forced to make a split-second decision to protect the others while returning fire. The forest, on a silent alley, has now become a deadly mass. The team fights with precision, courage, and desperation, every movement measured against the unforgiving backdrop of trees and rocks. By the end of the engagement, the seals are scattered, some injured, some fallen, and only one remains standing, wounded, alone, and forced to retreat deeper into the forest. The forest holds its breath as he disappears into the shadows, the first battle of the mission leaving devastation in its wake. The forest is alive with chaos. Bullets chip through the trees, ripping leaves from branches and sending splinters into the air. Smoke from small explosions mingles with the morning mist, creating a hazy, almost surreal battlefield. The surviving SAL dives behind a fallen log, heart hammering, adrenaline sharpening every sense. Every sound, the crack of a branch, the whine of a bullet, a distant shout, demands instant reaction. Enemy fighters swarm from all directions, using the trees, rocks, and terrain to their advantage. Their knowledge of the forest gives them the upper hand, forcing the SAL to constantly move, fire, and dodge, never staying in one place for more than a heartbeat. He takes careful, precise shots, neutralizing threats while keeping his body low and hidden. One by one, he sees his teammates fall. A close friend is hit in the shoulder, collapsing behind a rock with a cry that echoes through the forest. Another fires a last shot to cover retreat but is taken down almost immediately. The SAL greets his teammate, fighting not just the enemy, but the creeping fear that he may be next. The forest, once a place of strategic advantage, now feels like a trap closing in from all sides. Every step is a risk. Rocks and roots catch his boots, slowing movement, while gunfire from enemy snipers overhead forces him to change course repeatedly. He drags a fallen comrade to temporary cover, his hands slick with blood and sweat, and fires in short, controlled bursts to suppress advancing enemies. The trees around him are scarred by bullets, the air thick with dust, smoke, and the scent of gunpowder. Horror seems to pass in minute as the firefight rages. The seal's body trembles with exhaustion, every muscle screaming, yet training and sheer will keep him moving. By the time the fearing slows, only he remains standing, bloodied, battered, and barely conscious. The forest falls eerily silent, save for distant shouts and the echo of his own rugged breathing. He surveys the devastation, fallen teammates, shattered earth, and splintered trees, and realizes that survival alone is only the first step. The hunt is far from over, and the forest will not give up its hold so easily. The forest grows darker as the sun dips lower, shadows stretching across the yawning ground. The lone seal staggers forward, each step heavy and painful, his uniform torn and soaked with blood and sweat. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a branch, makes him freeze, heart hammering, knowing that the enemy could be anywhere. His breath is shallow and rugged, but he forces himself onward, survival depends on constant motion. He comes across a small, hidden path where a local villager, courteous but bound by honor, offers him shelter. The seal accepts, grateful, using the moment to tend to his wounds and regain strength. The villager warns him that enemy patrols scour the forest relentlessly, one wrong move could mean death. He hides in the shadows, learning from the villagers about safe routes and patrol patterns. Even in brief moments of rest, memories of fallen teammates haunt him, their laughter, their courage, the promises they made together. Guilt and determination battle inside him, he must survive not just for himself, but to honor their sacrifice. He trains his body quietly, preparing for the final push to signal for extraction. When dawn breaks, the distant tram of helicopter rotors cuts through the morning mist. The seal moves carefully toward the clearing, the last obstacle between him and salvation. Enemy fighters launch a desperate attack as he reaches the landing zone, forcing him to fight with every ounce of strength left in his body. Shots ring out, debris flees, and the dust kicks up in clouds as he crawls and fires, each movement a struggle against pain and exhaustion. Finally, he reaches the helicopter, grasping the landing skid with shaking hands. The rotors lift him from the forest, the trees and battlefield falling away beneath him. Relief floods through him, mingled with grief for the brothers he lost. He gazes down at the forest, silent now, scarred, and bearing witnesses to their sacrifice. The seal exhales slowly, knowing he survived the impossible, but that the forest, the battle, and the memory of his team will remain with him forever.